Hello everyone, welcome to Amazing Dinosaurs on YouTube. Today we'll be unboxing 11 brand new Jurassic World Rebirth and Jurassic World Survival dinosaurs and 2 human new action figures from the movie Jurassic World Rebirth. Keep on watching. Today we have 10 brand new Jurassic World Rebirth and Jurassic World Survival toys to unbox for you. We've got the Jurassic World Survival Wild Roar Afrovenator. We got the Wild Roar Ceratosaurus. The Wild Roar Brachauchenius. Ruben Delgado and Parasaurolophus. Strike Attack Dimorphodon. Jurassic World Survival Strike Attack Cosmoceratops. The Jurassic World True Effects Hammond Collection Sinoceratops. The True Effects Hammond Collection Mussaurus. True Effects Hammond Collection Ornitholestes. And Duncan Kincaid and Velociraptor. Cool. Let's check these out. Wow, watch as we unbox these 5 new Jurassic World Survival dinos and have dino battles on Amazing Dinosaurs on YouTube. I'm super excited. Today we have 5 brand new Jurassic World Survival dino toys to unbox for you. These are the ones that came out after Jurassic World Rebirth, and they are awesome. So we have the Jurassic World Survival Wild Roar Ceratosaurus, Jurassic World Survival Strike Attack Dimorphodon, Jurassic World Survival Wild Roar Brachauchenius, Jurassic World Survival Wild Roar Afrovenator, and the Jurassic World Survival Strike Attack Cosmoceratops. Cool. Let's open these out. Dinosaurus Rex first. Dinos Eye charging. And down they go. Now it's time for him to see. Afrovenator versus King Kong. Okay, so we got the Jurassic World Survival Wild Roar Afrovenator. So chomping, turning action, the head and the body lights up with like green coloring. It's just hard to tell because I have really bright lights here. But I mean, it is awesome. Also, you have new packaging, which is really cool. You got the T-Rex popping out there. Got a light up attack, and there's the other 3 you could buy. I got all of them except the Pteranodon. This Afrovenator is awesome. I love the attack. I love the look. I love how it lights up. The sound, everything. I mean, Mattel hit it out of the ballpark with these ones. So again, there is the attack on it, which is totally awesome. You could do it from both sides. I mean, it does twist to the other side, but it's still really cool looking. The teeth are really awesome. Different size teeth to make it a lot more realistic. You got a frill on the mouth there, a frill underneath. You got the arms that move up and down, the legs to put it into different positions, like running or standing up. You got the tail that moves. It's just really awesome looking dino. I love what Mattel is doing with these new Jurassic World survival lines. They are really cool, and they look like they're custom painted. Okay, so here's the parts of the dino that actually light up. You can see the body and the head, and also it does it on both sides. Afrovenator vs. King Kong. Okay, so we have the Jurassic World Survival Wild Roar Ceratosaurus. This is new packaging, Jurassic World Survival. You got a really cool T-Rex popping out there, but this Ceratosaurus steals the show. So it does have chomping, roaring, and the neck and the whole body lights up with like a yellow color. And I mean the detail on the dino, I mean it looks like a custom painted dino. It is just so cool. There you can see exactly what lights up on the dino. There's the other three. I'm only missing the Pteranodon. Go ahead and check her out because she is awesome. I say her because the Jurassic World, Jurassic Park dinos from the original movie were all female, so I'm sort of assuming these are. Well, anyways, with the way this thing lights up, I'll show you in the dark in a moment, but you have a really cool attack there. Roaring is fantastic. The teeth are all different lengths, giving it a much more realistic look. They are made out of rubber. You got this horn on the head, the evil beady yellow eyes. The arms move up and down. You could have her in like running positions. Let me zoom in a little. Running positions like that, or you could have her pretty much standing straight up. You've got the tail that moves. I mean, it's just fantastic. I mean, the job they did with this, I mean, it's unreal. I mean, it looks better than a lot of my custom painted dinos that were professionally done. There we have it. Okay, so here is the dino in a little bit darker area so you can see where it lights up. And also on both sides, so it is really cool effect. Even on the bottom of its neck there. Parasaurus vs. King Kong. So we got the Jurassic World Survival Wild Roar Brachauchenius. Probably killing that, but wow, the Wild Roar packaging is awesome. You got a new logo. You got the T-Rex popping out of the package over there. You got this guy, which is similar to a Brontosaurus. So all these parts here light up like a green color, which is really cool. So you can see here exactly what lights up, like stripes of green from the head down through the body. There's the other three. I'm only missing the Pteranodon. Roar, Brachauchenius. Reminds me of the Dinosaur. Anyways, really cool chomping action and sound and lights. I mean, like I said earlier, Mattel went all out with these. I like how the fact that you could move the fins up and down, so it looks almost like he is walking. really cool coloring. I mean, these are just awesome dinos. Mattel really hit it out of the ballpark with these. Even like silver, like underneath, is really cool. Okay, so here's the dino in like a darker area. You can see how it lights up like in different stripes and like different patterns, which is really cool. I'm loving these dinos, from the lighting to the roaring to the look, everything. Oh, they just stopped. Say, it just stopped for some reason. Cool. Brachauchenius first King Kong. Okay, next one is Jurassic World Survival Strike Attack Dimorphodon. So these are the new survival ones, really cool, like T-Rex logo and everything, but really bright coloring. It looks like the Chaos Theory dinosaur toys from Jurassic Park that Hasbro used to make, which were really awesome. So you got like super good flapping action, really bright coloring over the whole dino. It says what wing flapping action, and here is the other three. I'm only missing the Dilophosaurus and the Nanotyrannus. There is our awesome Dimorphodon. If you push the button really quick, he flutters his wings almost like a butterfly. Really cool looking. His mouth opens and closes. It's like red and purple. He's got like a yellow eyes there. Here's from underneath, and then here is from above. So I mean, I'm loving the coloring on the wings. Really does remind me of the Chaos effect ones, the Chaos Theory from Hasbro, Mattel, Jurassic World. Actually, Hasbro Jurassic World dinosaur toys from Jurassic Park. Dimorphodon first King Kong. Okay, and next one is Jurassic World Survival Strike Attack Cosmoceratops. Similar to Cosmo Kramer from Seinfeld? Maybe. They both look kind of wild. So you got the T-Rex there. You can see this guy's got really cool, like almost like teeth hanging off his plate over there. It'd be nice if they kept this with the bright colors for the other Jurassic World Survival ones. It says head striking action, and there is the other three. Cool. Okay, then our Cosmoceratops. This is the only one I'm disappointed in the new Jurassic World toy line, because it has no bright colors. I mean, it is cool. It's got like these protrusions from its crest. The horns are like curved, the front and back. It has a little bit of an action feature if you push the button. It looks really cool, but it would have looked a lot cooler with like purple and blue and orange and yellow coloring, and just, I think it would have really made it pop. King Kong vs. Cosmoceratops. Start up your Jurassic World Fun app, hit scan off my picture I included for you. And there you have our first one, Afrovenator. He looks even cooler live than he does as the toy. Wow, I love it. then moving on to the next one, and scan off the picture I included for you. Ceratosaurus. Really aggressive, cool looking dino. I mean, check that out. Oh yeah, I'm loving the tail swing too. Then our next one is our aquatic dino. We don't have too many of those. So let's enjoy the ones that we do. Yeah, really cool looking dino. Love how it's just like floating on the water there. Get him to attack. Whoa. Yeah, I'm lucky. Moving on to our Dimorphodon. Ooh, that one's angry. He's got some anger issues. Anyways, really cool looking. And then our Cosmoceratops. Like I said, the most disappointing of the bunch. Let's see if he's cooler. Oh, okay. That was pretty cool. Oh, he stands up on his hind legs to when he's like attacking. Ooh, check that out. Can our heroes survive getting eaten by the dinos? Keep watching. Warren, welcome to Amazing Dinosaurs on YouTube. I finally did it. I found the last 2 Jurassic World Rebirth action figure sets. We got Duncan Kincaid and Velociraptor. We got Ruben Delgado and Parasaurolophus. I found these on Amazon. I believe they are the last sets of the action figures coming out for the Jurassic World Rebirth movie. It's humans and dinos first T-Rex. Can they survive? Oh, he's charging! Oh, down they go. Now it's time for him to eat. It's Ruben Delgado first. King Kong. Okay, so we got the new Jurassic World Rebirth Duncan Kincaid and Velociraptor. So it comes with a really new, awesome looking Velociraptor with new coloring. It's one of the coolest ones I've seen. Duncan Kincaid with binoculars, a huge rifle. Look in the back, it says Duncan Kincaid, Velociraptor, and the other set you could buy, which I have. So there they are out of the package. Duncan Kincaid is probably one of the coolest Jurassic World or Jurassic Park action figures to come out in, I think, forever. I mean, he's one of the coolest. So he's got a huge rifle. He's got binoculars that could take on or off. He's got like a green beret, blue shirt, camouflage pants, and I mean, he just looks awesome. He's gonna look great with all my other action figures. And then on top of that, this Velociraptor is the coolest. It looks just like the one Mattel brought out for Jurassic Park, but they redid the coloring, which makes it look even cooler. So it's like an orange with black stripes. It's got a cool crown on its neck. The eyes are really like evil looking snake eyes, which is awesome. Mouth opens and closes, the arms move, the legs move, the head moves. Oh, looks like the head just twists. The tail moves. I mean, this is one awesome looking Velociraptor. So Duncan's like, I don't even need a gun to take you, you wimpy little dino. Take that, and my arm! He's got my arm! It's Ruben Delgado versus King Kong! These are all our Jurassic World action figures that Mattel has brought out, besides the two I just showed you. So Mattel has gone all out on action figures. I mean, they have a lot of them, and they are really cool. Then our next one is Ruben Delgado and Parasaurolophus. So we already had a Ruben Delgado. He had like a pink shirt on. Here he's got like a red rain slicker, blue shorts. He's got his shocker rod. He's got a stick. Really cool, colorful looking Parasaurolophus. Turn it around. You can see he's trying to control the Parasaurolophus with the shocker rod and the stick. Cool. Okay, so here we got another awesome Ruben Delgado and Parasaurolophus. Here is the other Ruben Delgado we had that came with the D-Rex. He's got on like a pink shirt. If you look under his rain slicker, he's got that same pink shirt on over there. And then he's got like a shocker rod, and then he's got like a stick. Really cool looking with his rain slicker. He's got like blue shorts, brown shoes. And then we have our awesome looking Parasaurolophus. Did a great job with the colorings, like an aqua blue, like an orange, tan, brown. Love the coloring on this guy. His head turns, his arms move, his legs move, his tail moves. And he's just an awesome looking Parasaurolophus. Stay back, you evil beast! Parasaurolophus charges, and he stomps into the head. It's Ruben Delgado versus Kong! Up the Jurassic World fun app. Scan off the picture I included for you. There we have it. So this is our Velociraptor. Really aggressive looking raptor. You can see the lighting effects in here that they're really cool too. See if we get this guy. Okay, there we go. That is an awesome attack, and he just went behind the tree, so we got a much better view on this guy. Now let's move to the Parasaurolophus. Scan off the picture I included for you, and there we have our awesome Parasaurolophus. Let's see if we can get him to attack. Come on, attack. There we go. Cool. And then also, if you've been following me, you do have well over 30 Jurassic World Rebirth scan codes I included for you guys. If you're missing any, check out my earlier video. Wow, keep watching as we unbox these 4 brand new Jurassic World True Effects Hammond Collection Dinosaurs, and have awesome dino battles on Amazing Dinosaurs on YouTube. Today we're going to be unboxing 4 brand new Jurassic World Hammond Collection Dinosaurs. Actually 3 Hammond Collections and 1 Jurassic World Rebirth. The Frenzy Pack, Torvoneustes, and then we got the Jurassic World Hammond Collection True Effects Mussaurus, the True Effects Sinoceratops, and the True Effects Ornitholestes. These 3 new True Effects ones just came out at Target. I'll put a link below the video. It's our dinos first to this Tortoise Rex. Oh, and he's charging right up the middle, and he takes them all down. Now it's time for him to chop. Our first one's going to be the Jurassic World Hammond Collection True Effects Sinoceratops. Brand new one from Target. Like I said earlier, it comes with an extra horn because it looks like his horn got broken there. And then either that's food or a pile of poop. Not really sure. So there we have it. Cool. Here is the Hammond Collection Sinoceratops, and it is really cool. Let me show you first. This front horn does pop off. It's a broken horn. You could put the regular horn in its place. I do like the broken one more. Makes it look more realistic. And then the jaw also does pop off here. This jaw has like a tongue sticking out. The extra part just has a flat tongue, which I don't like. I mean, I like the tongue sticking out. Makes it look like it's ready to eat something. So the head does turn. You got the great movement on the legs. The legs turn. They turn at the knee joint. The feet turn. Same with the back. The tail is made out of rubber, making it more realistic. It does move a little bit, and then really cool stripes. But the ultimate part is the front of the dino. I mean, I love this plate, how it's decorated almost with like tribal markings. It's got like orange eyes. It's got these horn parts that stick out everywhere. I mean, that is seriously the coolest Sinoceratops by far. It's King Kong vs. Sinoceratops. Next one is the Hammond Collection True Effects Mussaurus. Looks like a mix between an herbivore and a carnivore. Has like extra arms. There's a good look at the back of it before I take it out, and a good look at the other ones that you can buy. There we have our awesome Mussaurus. I'm really liking this one. One thing I don't know, is this herbivore or carnivore? I mean, I look at the head, I say herbivore. I look at those sharp teeth, I say carnivore. So I really don't know. This does come with extra, they look like legs, but are they legs or are they arms or are they both? Because they're so skinny and long, and if you look at the legs are like 3 times that size. But anyways, these are like straight ones, and then the ones that come with it are curved. So I actually like the curved ones more, so it looks like she's ready to claw something. So you just pull those out and switch it out with these ones. So again, this has the great movement. The head moves up and down. The mouth opens and closes. The neck also moves all the way back and forward. Rotates. You have the arms that move. You got the elbows move. The hands move. The legs move. The knees move. The feet move. The tail rotates. Really cool coloring. Like I said, I don't know if it's supposed to be an herbivore or a carnivore. I would prefer carnivore, but maybe it's a hybrid. King Kong vs. Mussaurus. Next one is the Hammond Collection True Effects Ornitholestes. Another Jurassic World dino. Comes with extra curved arms, or the arms with that are like open claws. So look at the back of it, like roaring and running, and some other ones you could buy. So here is our Ornitholestes unpacked, and it is awesome. It's definitely in the raptor family because you can see it does have third claw on the foot, just like the raptors do. It looks really cool. Aggressive dino. I would think it's a smaller dino based on the sizes of it, but I'm not really sure. Then the neck moves up and down, the head moves up and down. Got the mouth that opens and closes. You got movement at the shoulder, at the elbow. The arm rotates. It does have like open claws here. If you don't like that, you can pop it out there and add like this closed claw one here. Let's see if I can get it. Some of these are pretty tough to do. So there you have like a closed claw. But I prefer the open claw, so I'm going to go ahead and leave those on there. And then great movement on the legs at the knee joints, and then you got another joint over here, and then you have the feet that rotate, super long tail that rotates. So with this one, you could almost have it in like some ninja type moves, like there, and he's like, ah, ah, flying dragon. Okay, we had a little too much coffee today, but there we have our awesome looking Ornitholestes. King Kong versus Ornitholestes. We have a Jurassic World Rebirth Frenzy Pack Torvoneustes. I think I pronounced it right. This one was really hard to find. I found this after all the other Jurassic World Rebirth ones, so I think the Jurassic World Rebirth ones are done. So I don't think they're coming out with any more. So I do have, I believe, all of them. So you got the mouth that moves. It's an aquatic creature. Really aggressive looking. There's the other ones you could buy, which I've already reviewed all of them for you. Okay, so we have our awesome new carnivorous aquatic dino. Mouth that opens and closes. Flippers go up and down. You could also put the flippers on this one so it's in like a walking type position. Tail does rotate, really cool coloring. The head moves up or down, so you could have it like that. Ooh, I love that. A lot of the other aquatic ones didn't. Very crocodilian type head, so that's really cool looking. So there we have our awesome new dino. And start up the Jurassic World Fun app. Hit the scan button, scan off the picture I included for you. There we have our awesome new aquatic dino. Really cool, aggressive looking dino. Really cool sound. And I love that roll that he does. Haha, awesome.
Hello and welcome back. Today we are checking out this huge collection of dinosaur figures and putting them on my display shelf right over here. I've got tons of empty space, so let's get started with these brand new ones right here. Let's first get started with the super colossal Tyrannosaurus Rex. Let's open this thing up. Here is the fully assembled, brand new Jurassic World Dominion Tyrannosaurus Rex. And look at the size of this thing. Compared to the other super colossal dinosaurs that I have, this one is a darker brown color. It's got that black top with the stripes along the side right there. And just like my other super colossal figures, it's quite adjustable with the ankles. You can move the legs, you can wiggle the tail, you can move the arms. Oh, you know what? Right on its head, it kind of feels a little rubbery actually. You can kind of press down on it compared to the rest of its body, which is a hard plastic. And of course, like all the other super colossal T-Rexes, this dinosaur has a throat compartment that goes all the way down to its stomach. So you can feed it mini dinosaurs and then empty them out. That is super cool. Next up, we've got the Baryonyx from the Hammond collection. Let's open it up. All right, here it is fully assembled. This is one of the most adjustable Baryonyxes that I have. I have a few of the Velociraptors from the Hammond collection, and this one's pretty similar with how you can move it and adjust it. This Baryonyx has a dark top with all those bumps all over, then it's got the white stripe right along the side, and then a gray side and a white underbelly. And on the face, you can see that there's a little bit of blue on the under eye. I really like how adjustable this is though. This is really cool. All right, let's put these two dinosaurs on the shelves. All right, let's grab this T-Rex and bring him on over to the shelf. There we go, T-Rex is on display. Next, let's grab the Baryonyx and put it right beside the T-Rex. All right, let's move on to all these other dinosaurs. Let's first start off with this huge Indominus Rex. This Indominus Rex has two features on it. It's got the button on the tail that activates the jaw, and it's got the button on top of its back that activates the slashing action. All right, let's put this on the shelf right over here. Next up, we've got another T-Rex. This one has similar coloring to the giant T-Rex that we've got over here, and this is also a brand new Jurassic World Dominion T-Rex. And this T-Rex has an action button on the tail. You can move the tail to control the neck, and there's a button as well to control the jaw. Let's go ahead and put this on the shelf. Right in the center. All right, moving along. We've got another T-Rex. This is from the old Jurassic World toy line. It's got a rubbery tail. The rest of its body is plastic, aside from the rubbery neck right here. Let's go ahead and put this on the shelf too. Where should we put it? Right next to this other T-Rex. Right over here, we've got a giant Spinosaurus. Look at the size of this dinosaur. It's got the red spine, the red face. There's a button that activates the jaw. All right, let's put this right next to the Indominus Rex. Next up, we've got another giant T-Rex. This one is brown with gray spotting all over the top. And it comes with some pretty cool sound effects, as you can hear. Plus, there's an action button for the roaring. Let's put this down right next to the super colossal T-Rex. Right in the back here, we've got a classic Stegosaurus. This is from the Jurassic Park toy line. So this is a pretty old toy, and it's got that battle damage right there on the side. The tail is pretty rubbery, so you can swing the tail back and forth. All right, let's find a place for this on the shelf. Let's have it go right next to these T-Rexes. And right over here, we've got another T-Rex. This one is a lighter brown color with dark brown on the top and a lighter underbelly. With this T-Rex, you can twist the tail to control the face, and there's a button on the tail to control the roar too. Up next, we've got a giant Mosasaurus. The whole body on this Mosasaurus is pretty rubbery, and as you can see, I can press inward on it, so it's hollow. And the jaw opens and closes too. All right, let's find a place for this. Let's have it go on this lower shelf right here. Right back here, we've got a smaller predator. This is the Rajasaurus, and this is a newer toy as well. And when you press down on the neck, has the roaring action. Let's put this right up here on this higher shelf. I think we've still got another T-Rex in here. Yeah, here's another one. This is kind of almost gray colored with brown on the top and a light underbelly. And this T-Rex has the button near the head that you can press for the roar. All right, there we go, right next to the other T-Rex. Here we've got another Stegosaurus with different coloring, and this figure is a bit newer than the Jurassic Park one that we saw earlier. Plus, this Stegosaurus has some actions. When you press down here, it swings the tail back and forth. That is very cool. Let's put it on the top shelf, right next to the Rajasaurus. Next up is a Carcharodontosaurus. I think I actually have two of them. This is a blue version with orange and brown detailing on the top. And then I've actually got a yellow one with orange and brown detailing on the top too. Let's put both of these on the shelf. Here we've got an Allosaurus, I believe. This dinosaur is gray with yellow detailing all over its body. It has an action button right on the back to control the jaw. Next up, we've got a good old Ankylosaurus with a brown underbelly and a green and gray top. This Ankylosaurus also has an action button to sweep the tail. Let's put the Ankylosaurus right up there. Right over here, we've got a bright green Velociraptor. I believe this Velociraptor is also from the Hammond collection. As you can see, it is super adjustable all over its body. It is really cool. Let's put it on the same shelf as the Baryonyx over here. Next up, we've got the Yangchuanosaurus. This is a newer dinosaur from the Jurassic World Dominion series, I believe. This dinosaur is mostly green around its body with the brown detailing on the top and the bright orange right on its face. Let's go ahead and find a place for this on the shelf. Right over here, we've got another huge predator. This is the Torvoneustes. Look at those huge spikes on its back and that bright red under its chin too. This is a really cool looking predator. Let's put him on the higher shelf, right here. Oh, he barely fits in there. Right up top here, we've got a super bright dinosaur. This is the Sinoceratops. This dinosaur has some green, blue, and orange all over its body. And look at the size of those horns too. That is pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and put this right next to the Jurassic Park Stegosaurus. Here is another awesome predator and one of my favorite. This is a Carnotaurus with the red and dark purple. It looks kind of like purple on the top of its body. This dinosaur also has an action button on its back for the chomping. All right, let's find a place for this on the shelf. Let's put them next to these T-Rexes over here. Right in the back here, we've got a noisy dinosaur. This, I believe, is a Cryolophosaurus, and it has some super awesome detailing on its back and on the top of its head. Check that out. Cool, let's find a place for this. Let's put him right next to the Carcharodontosaurus. Here we've got a super long dinosaur. This is a Sarcophagus. It's got a blue, gray underbelly, and then the purple, orange, and red on the top. This is really cool. Let's find a place for this right next to the Mosasaurus. Here's another predator. I believe that this one is a Ceratosaurus. It's got that bright red coloring and that white horn right on the top of its nose. The rest of its body is gray with a little bit of brown. Let's find a place for this on the shelf, right next to the Tarbosaurus. All right, we've got another Baryonyx in here. This one is not from the Hammond collection, so it's not quite as adjustable as the other Baryonyx that we opened up today, but it's still got an action button right on the top. Let's put this on the shelf right next to the Ceratosaurus. Here is a red, or it's like a clay red Triceratops with brown detailing on the top. This Triceratops has one action button right on the top that controls the head. Let's put this dinosaur right next to the Sinoceratops. Right down here, we've got a small raptor. This one is tan with brown on the top, and this raptor has a slashing action. You can see it's spring-loaded in its torso, so that you can actually slash with the claws. Let's put this right next to Ankylosaurus. Check this out. This is a baby Brachiosaurus, and it's pretty adjustable still. You can move the legs, the neck, and you can twist the tail too. So let's find a place for this on the shelf. Let's put this right next to the Triceratops. Here we've got another raptor. This one is a yellow color with battle damage on the side that you can open and close. That is really cool. Let's put this next to the other raptor. All right, another Baryonyx with different coloring again. This has some bright blue right on the top of its head and some darker blue along its body, a little bit of white, and then the rest of its body is a gray color. Plus, this Baryonyx has a slide action button, so you can get multiple sound effects with each slide. That is very cool. Let's put it on the same shelf as this other Baryonyx. Here we've got a different looking Triceratops. This is a dark green with orange spots all over it. That's pretty interesting. This figure is also pretty adjustable. You can move the arms and you can move the head up and down too. Let's find a home for this on the shelf. Put it right here next to this Baryonyx. I believe this dinosaur is a Mosasaurus. I think I actually have multiple of this one. Yeah, I think this is a Mosasaurus as well. And look at the difference in coloring between the two. That is really cool, totally different. Let's find a home for these. Let's put them on this lower shelf right here. Still got a few dinosaurs left. This, I think, is another Ceratosaurus, but with totally different coloring. It's a dark green with gray detailing along the top. And this dinosaur also has the slide action button for multiple sound effects. Very cool. Let's put this right next to the T-Rex, right over here. Next up, we've got a small dinosaur. This is a Shringosaurus. It's got a super long neck and two huge horns on its head. That is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and find a place for this. Right here on the front shelf. Next up, we've got a dinosaur that looks kind of like a Stegosaurus, but it isn't. It's a Chialingosaurus. Check out those spikes right there on its shoulders. How cool is that? Let's put this dinosaur right next to this Triceratops up here. Right over here, we've got a dinosaur that looks kind of like a Triceratops, but I think it's actually a Cosmoceratops. Look at how different all those horns are on the front. That is really cool. It's got some green striping right along the top. Let's put this one on the front shelf too. Here's a big dinosaur. This is a Kentrosaurus. It's got those huge spikes right along the side, even more big than the Chialingosaurus that we just saw. Let's put this right next to the Mosasaurus right here on the bottom. Here we've got another Baryonyx. This one has bright orange on the top of its head, and the rest of its body is a light brown with blue detailing on the top. That is cool. Let's put this one right next to this Ceratosaurus. I believe this dinosaur is a Parasaurolophus. Look at that huge horn right on its head. These are really cool looking dinosaurs, I think. Let's go ahead and put this right next to the Kentrosaurus. Next up, we've got a Herrerasaurus. Look at that super long mouth and all those teeth. That is really cool. Let's put this dinosaur right in front of the Carnotaurus. We've got a few more raptors in here. This raptor is bright red with, I think that's purple on its body. And this other raptor is more of a brown color with orange detailing on the top. That's really cool. Looks like we don't have any more space up there for raptors, so let's go ahead and put them right up here, up in front. Here is a purple Stegosaurus with yellow spots all over its body. That is pretty neat, and the legs and tail are adjustable on this dinosaur. Let's go ahead and put him right in front of this super colossal T-Rex. Just a few left. Here is a bright red Minmi dinosaur. Look at all those spikes and armor plating. That is really cool. Let's put this right next to the Cosmoceratops. And last but not least, we've got a green Sauropelta. It's dark green on the top, light green on the bottom, with those huge spikes right on its side. Let's put this right in front of this T-Rex up here. Welcome back to the Amazing Dinosaurs channel. Today we are checking out this huge collection of dinosaur toys that I have on my shelves right here. Let's go ahead and start right over here with the Tapehara. I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's a little winged dinosaur. Look at that, that is pretty cool. But what I'm most excited to show you is this giant T-Rex right here. Look at the size of that thing, and it's custom colored too. Up next, we've got a little Chialingosaurus right here. It's a cute little guy, you know? Beside it, we've got this nice little Indominus Rex here. It's like a little baby Indominus Rex. And its mouth opens and closes too. And then right beside it, we've got Mama Indominus Rex. Wow, look at the size of that thing. And it's even got a stomach compartment so you can actually feed the dinosaur other smaller dinosaurs. And right beside it, we've got another gigantic T-Rex. Look at that. This is so cool. This is such a huge dinosaur. And right beside it, we've got a little dinosaur called the Shringosaurus. Check out those horns. It's a funny looking dinosaur, don't you think? Over here, we've got this cool, rubbery Indominus Rex. It's got this rubber skin texture that makes it feel kind of like a real-life skin, you know? And right beside it, we've got one of my favorite dinosaurs, the Carnotaurus. Look at how ferocious they look, and those huge horns on top. Up next, we've got another massive T-Rex. Look at the size of that compared to the dinosaurs beside it. And this one's a cool gray color too. And look at those teeth. Those are some huge teeth. Moving on, we've got a little baby Triceratops right here. Look how cute he is. And he's got the battle damage on the side as well. And right beside it, we've got another vicious red dinosaur too. This is an awesome colored dinosaur. Check that out. And at the very end of the shelf here, we've got a cute little Gallimimus. Isn't that cute? Moving on to the next shelf, we've got this giant Quetzalcoatlus. Look at the size of this thing. Those wings are huge. Up next, we've got a Mama Dilophosaurus and a baby Dilophosaurus, still inside the egg. Moving on over here, we've got this awesomely covered Sarcophagus. Over here, we've got this yellow dinosaur with the red top and that huge horn, but I'm not sure what kind of dinosaur this is. Do you know? Why don't you let me know in the comments below. On our next shelf, we've got this awesome looking Triceratops. Look at the size of those horns and all those little horns along the edge too. Right beside it, we've got this cute little Ankylosaurus right here. And up next, we've got this massive Ceratosaurus. Let's see what kind of noises it makes. Wow, that is super amazing. Right next to it is a dinosaur called the Calavosaurus. This is a smaller dinosaur, but look at that coloring too. I really like that yellow and blue combination. Up next, we've got the Ornitholestes, and it's got a button right here. Let's see what happens. Whoa, that is super cool. That is awesome. On to the next shelf over here. This is a Dracorex. It's a smaller dinosaur, but check out all those spikes on its head right there. And right next to it, we've got another big dinosaur, the Cryolophosaurus here. Look at that yellow coloring with the orange on top. That is super cool. Right beside it, we've got a giant Pteranodon. Look at the size of this thing. It has to be like a foot wide with the wings. And the final dinosaur on this level is the Suchomimus. Moving down to the next shelf, we've got a huge Indominus Rex. Look at this. And he's even got space inside the mouth that you can fit dinosaurs in. Right beside it, I've got a little Herrerasaurus. This is a little guy, you know, but it's still a pretty cool collectible. And of course, one of the most popular dinosaurs, the T-Rex. And right beside it, we've got one of the largest ocean dinosaurs, the Mosasaurus. This is a super cool dinosaur, and I love having this one on my shelf. All right, let's move on. Oh, over here, check this out. This is a Scorpius Rex. Wow, that is super cool. Right beside him, we've got Owen from the Jurassic World movies. Say hi, Owen. Up next, we've got this beautifully colored Sinoceratops. And I think the horns on this guy is even bigger than a Triceratops. Look at that. And over here, we've got this little T-Rex. It's green colored, but it has the battle damage on the side too. And right beside it, we've got the Carcharodontosaurus, and it has an action button. That is super awesome. And the last one on this shelf is a Dilophosaurus with that super bright coloring. Up next, we've got another giant Indominus Rex. But check this one out. This is a hybrid Indominus Rex. Look at that coloring and the spikes and the gold on its claw. And it's got this button right here. That is so cool. Right beside it, I've got this little Gallimimus dinosaur. And right next to that, the Albertosaurus. And this dinosaur has battle damage as well. Check that out. Moving on, we've got a huge Stegosaurus right here with those massive spikes on its tail right there. And the last one on this level is the beautiful Concavenator. Look at that bright red on its back and that purple right on its face too. And it's got an action button. Let's see what happens. All right, moving down a level, here we go. All right, another giant Mosasaurus. Everyone watch out! And over here, we've got another small water dinosaur. This is called the Plesiosaurus. Right beside it, this awesome T-Rex. And look at this button on it. Look at what it does. Wow, look at that roar action. That is so cool. And in the middle shelf, we've got a Baryonyx right here. Oops, I knocked over this guy. This one is a Pachycephalosaurus. And another T-Rex. Look how giant these are compared to the other dinosaurs. That is so cool. And right next to the T-Rex, I've got this awesome colored Dimetrodon. Look at this. Look at the size of that spine on its back too. And over here, oh, do you see that? It's a Velociraptor! Look out! Oh no! And over here, perched on its rock, is a Pteranodon, one of the coolest flying dinos. At least I think so. Okay, moving on to the next shelf. We've got this awesome looking Baryonyx. Look at that. And right beside it, a cute little Stygimoloch with battle damage on the side. Over here, we've got a giant Stegosaurus. Look at the size of this thing compared to the Stygimoloch. That is huge. But wait, you haven't seen huge until you've seen the next one, which is the giant Spinosaurus. Wow. This dinosaur is so cool. And the final dinosaur on this level is the great Carnotaurus. Everybody watch out. All right, let's move down another level. This is the final level, and it has some more giant dinosaurs, like this giant Apatosaurus. Look at the size of this guy. Right beside it, I've got this awesome blue Velociraptor. Look at the coloring on him. And right beside it, we've got another giant Spinosaurus. These are so cool. I love the coloring on their spines. But wait, there's even more. Look at this giant Velociraptor. This is huge. It's probably 2 or 3 feet long. And right below it, we've got Blue the Velociraptor as well. Moving on to the next shelf here, what do we have? We've got a giant Carnotaurus. Look at those horns. And it's even got some battle damage as well. Look at that. And with this dinosaur, you can actually feed it smaller dinosaurs, and it has a stomach compartment at the bottom too. That is super cool. And a baby Carnotaurus. Look at that. Over beside it, we've got a family of Brachiosauruses here. Look, here's the first baby, and here's the second baby, and then we've got the mama Brachiosaurus right here. This one is huge. But check out beside it on the next shelf, this is a giant T-Rex, and look at all the battle damage that it has on its neck and on its face too. Look at the size of those teeth right there. Some of them are broken because this is an old toy, but this is still a really cool looking T-Rex. And look at that, right next to it, we've got a smaller T-Rex, ready to fight as well. And right beneath it is another dinosaur that I would not want to mess with in the wild because of the size of these spikes. This is the Sauropelta. And last but certainly not least is this giant Velociraptor and this tiny little Dimorphodon on top. But check out this Velociraptor. Look at those teeth in its mouth. And just like the other giant dinosaurs I have, this Velociraptor has a stomach compartment. So you can actually feed it small dinosaurs, and it goes all the way down to its stomach where you can take them out again. That is super cool. All right, that is all the dinosaurs that I am currently displaying on my dinosaur shelves. I hope you enjoyed checking out all these dinosaurs, and I can't wait to see you next time when I show you even more. Welcome back to the Amazing Dinosaurs channel. Today, I'm gonna give you a shelf tour of all my dinosaurs that are gonna show up in the Jurassic World Dominion movie. I'm super excited to show you all of these dinosaurs. And look at these, I've actually got some brand new ones that we're gonna unbox first. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, first, let's unbox the Therizinosaurus. This is the sound slashing from the Jurassic World Dominion series. Let's open it up. All right, got it out of the box. Wow, this is a noisy dinosaur. Let's see what it can do. Look at these massive claws in the front. And you can open and close its mouth and adjust its head. Let's see the action moves. If you move the tail. Oh, all right, look at that slashing action. And also there's a button on the tail as well. Let's see what happens when you press that. All right, that is super cool. Wow, this is a super awesome dinosaur. Super ferocious, and with those massive claws, I definitely do not want to be messing with this dinosaur in the wild. Let's move on to our next brand new dinosaur. All right, next up, we've got the massive action Yangchuanosaurus. This is so cool. Let's open it up. All right, so here is the mighty beast. It's mostly green with a little bit of brown on the top. Look at that on the top of its head. That is so cool. That is so detailed. It's got those massive teeth as well. Let's check out the actions that this has got. Ready? There's a button on its tail. Let's try that one first. All right, that controls its mouth, so you can chomp with it. And with the tail, you can actually wiggle it back and forth, and it'll move his head as well. So you can chomp and move its neck at the same time. That is so cool. Watch out, here comes the Yangchuanosaurus. All right, another brand new Jurassic World Dominion toy. This is the Quetzalcoatlus. This is a winged dinosaur. Awesome, let's open it up. All right, here we go. This is a massive winged dinosaur. Let's open up its wings. You ready? Extended and extended. Wow, look at that. That's probably like a foot across. That is huge. And let's check out this button here. If you press it, what happens? All right, it flaps its wings. That is so cool. And there's actually a button on the bottom as well. Look at that. Let's see what happens when you press that. Oh, its mouth opens and closes. And look at the size of this head too. That is a huge beak and a very colorful beak too. All right, now let's check out all these other dinosaurs that I have on my shelf. Let's start way up here up top. Here is a gigantic Velociraptor. Look at the size of those claws. Those claws are bigger than my fingers. Look at that. That is huge. And with this toy, you can open and close its mouth. Look at that. That is so ferocious. Right next to it, we've got a, well, what is this? I think this is a Brachiosaurus. That is so cool. Look at the detail to it. That is very neat. Up next, we've got a baby Indominus Rex. Look at this. It's kind of cute, and it's got a ginormous head. You can open its mouth to reveal its tongue. Oh, it's even got a roaring action as well. That is so cool. Look at this. This is a model Spinosaurus. Uh-oh, I think it's missing an arm actually. But look at its mouth. You can open and close its mouth. And check out that spine too. This is a huge dinosaur. But this toy is even bigger. This is the Scorpius Rex. And these toys have a few actions. One of the buttons controls its mouth, and the other controls the claws. That is super cool. Up next on the top shelf, look at this gigantic Carnotaurus. This is one of my favorite giant dinosaurs that I have. And look, it's even got some battle damage right there on its face. And just like the other giant dinosaurs that I have, you can actually fit miniature dinosaurs down its throat, and it actually has a stomach compartment as well. That is so cool. These are one of my favorite dinosaurs for sure. I just love the way they look. Right over here, we've got a mighty Stegosaurus with those huge spikes on its tail. That is so cool, and I love the coloring as well. But watch out, right next to it, a giant Indominus Rex. Watch out! Look at the size of those teeth. Those are huge. And I love the eyes on these as well. These look super sinister. I love these giant dinosaurs. And right beside it, we've got some smaller dinosaurs too. We've got a baby Triceratops right here. We've got Velociraptor Blue, Everyone knows this one. We've got a model Tyrannosaurus Rex. Look at the muscles on the dinosaur. That is massive. And this one has an adjustable mouth as well. Look at all those tiny little teeth. And the last one on the top shelf, a baby Carnotaurus. This dinosaur has two actions. The first is a button up top you can press, and it blinks its eyes. That's kind of cool. And the second action is a button on the bottom of its tail. When you press that, it lunges forward and bites. Watch out for this dinosaur. All right, moving on down to our second shelf. We've got a mama Dilophosaurus and a baby Dilophosaurus right beside each other. And they're both super brightly colored. That means you better stay away from these. Over here, we've got a T-Rex with battle damage. Look at that on its side. And the tail also can control the mouth and the head as well. Right beside the T-Rex, we've got this awesomely colored Pachycephalosaurus. And look at that action when you pull the tail. The head goes up and down to headbutt the other dinosaurs. Watch out. Over here, we've got a little baby Brachiosaurus. This is a cute little dinosaur and still quite adjustable. Can move all its legs and its neck and its mouth as well. And moving on from this baby Brachiosaurus, we've got a baby Triceratops. We've got a green Velociraptor. Look at it, it's kind of sneaking along. It's in that sneaking pose. Better watch out for this Velociraptor. And we've got this Gallimimus right here too. Look at this. It's a little dinosaur. It's very cool. All right, moving on. Over here, we've got a Parasaurolophus. Look at the coloring on this dino. Super bright and even a little shiny. Look at that. That is super cool. Oh, and it's got some sound effects too. That is super neat. Right on over here, we've got a giant Velociraptor. This one is super cool coloring. I love, it's like teal coloring and it's super speckled all over its body. That is so cool. I love it. Right beside it, a smaller dinosaur. This is the Calavosaurus. And look at this, it's standing on 4 legs. The neck is adjustable, the legs are, and it's got those orange specks on its back. Right beside it, we've got another giant Velociraptor. I think this is Velociraptor Blue. And standing right beside her is Owen. Come on! Right beside them, we've got another mighty dinosaur, the Ceratosaurus. This one has action buttons on it. Let's see what it does. That's cool. It's a sliding button, so you can actually move it to multiple positions for different roars and a different opening of the mouth. That is awesome. And right beside it, we've got a super different looking dinosaur. This is the Ornitholestes. Whoops, there goes the Ceratosaurus. That's okay though. This Ornitholestes also has an action button. Let's see what it does. Oh, that's super cool. It moves its neck up and down with sound effects. That is awesome. I love the coloring on this. All right, let's keep going. Over here, we've got a model Tyrannosaurus Rex, and look at that roar pose that it's in. That is so cool. And right beside it, we've got another Parasaurolophus. This one is yellow as well, and I think it has an action button too. Yep, right up at the top. Moves its neck, and then I think it has a second one for its tail too. Super cool. Right beside it is a big old Brachiosaurus. This one is red, and it's made a little bit more from like a rubber substance. In real life, these dinosaurs are ginormous. Right next to it, oh, look out, another Velociraptor. This one is a bright green with stripes all over it, and it's got some type of device on its head, probably for tracking it. And on the rest of this level, we've got another Brachiosaurus. This one's striped green and red. We've got a bright blue Velociraptor, another baby Brachiosaurus, and one of my favorite Velociraptors. Look at this one. This has gold on its head and on its back. That is so cool. All right, moving down a level, here we go. Here is a bright green Velociraptor. This one has a button on its side. I think it's out of batteries now, but it also has a tail action. When you pull the tail, its mouth opens and closes. Right beside it, here's a good old Ankylosaurus. Look at all that armor it has. That is so cool, and it's got an action button. This is one of those sliding buttons. So when you slide it up, you can go back and forth. Oh, it's hitting my hand. Over here, we've got a giant Triceratops with an action button. And it roars as well. That is so cool. Look at those giant horns. But watch out, right beside it, we've got a T-Rex with battle damage. Look, that's where the battle damage is gonna come out. You ready? Here we go. Bam! There's the battle damage. And you can pose this T-Rex's mouth too. So if you wanna keep it open for when you have it on the shelf, there you go. It's ready to go. That is so cool. Right beside it, we've got another awesome Carnotaurus. This is a super bright dinosaur. I love the coloring along its body. And this dinosaur has an action button too. Look at the tail, you can spin it, and it moves its head, and when you press the button, it chomps its mouth. That is so cool. Oh, and here is a mighty dinosaur of the sea. This is a Mosasaurus. These things are ginormous, and they can eat huge dinosaurs. You can move the fins, you can move the jaw, and look at the attention to detail all along its body. That is so cool. All right, moving on. We've already unboxed these 3 dinosaurs, and moving on over here, this is the Edmontosaurus. Look at that beautiful yellow crest on its head, and this dinosaur has an action as well. Like many of the other dinosaurs, you move the tail, you can move its head. That is super cool. I love how you can control these dinosaurs. Right next to it, we've got another giant Tyrannosaurus Rex. Look out, everyone! And right beside it, not quite as big, but still ferocious looking, this is the Albertosaurus. I really like this dinosaur because this looks different than a lot of the other dinosaurs, and it comes with really cool battle damage. You can close it all the way, and then you can even move its rib cage up and down. That is so cool. Right beside it, another giant T-Rex. This is so cool. Look at the size of that face and jaw. That is so awesome. And this right here is a Baryonyx with some super cool coloring. Look at that orange right on its nose right there. And this dinosaur also has an action button to control its jaw. And the last on this level of the shelf, another great and mighty Scorpius Rex. It's got the jaw button, and it's got the slashing action too. And of course, the poisonous quills on its tail. You better watch out for those. All right, let's move down another level. Here we go. Right at the edge, we've got another little Velociraptor Blue. Over here, we've got a model Spinosaurus. Look how mean this one looks. This one looks super angry. Look at those teeth. Look at those eyes too. Wow, that is a super scary looking dinosaur. And right next to it, we've got the glorious Indoraptor. The super smart, super intelligent, and super dangerous dinosaurs. These are super cool. And here are 2 more Tyrannosaurus Rexes. And look, they look quite a bit different. This one actually has a rubber tail, which I've always found very interesting. It's a unique addition to this toy. But these are really cool. I always love adding more T-Rexes to my collection. All right, let's move on. What else do we have here? Oh, here is another giant Triceratops. This one is green, and it's got the stabbing action with its horns and another button to control its tail too. How cool is that? But what is this giant one right beside it? Let's see. Oh, this is another giant Brachiosaurus. Look at the size of that neck. That is so huge. Right next to it, another massive looking T-Rex. That is so awesome. And this T-Rex has a button on its back for the chomping. That is so cool. And right beside it, we've got a giant Velociraptor. This is actually an RC Velociraptor. You can see it's got some wheels and it moves its arms, but look at that face. That is so cool. You see all those teeth? Look at those eyes too. That dinosaur is looking for something to eat right now. Oh, check this one out. This is a Tyrannosaurus Rex, but look how bright it is. That is so cool. It's almost like it's on fire. That is so awesome. I love the custom coloring on this T-Rex. And right beside the T-Rex, we've got this winged dinosaur. I think it might be a pteranodon. I can't remember actually. Let me know in the comments if you know what type of flying dinosaur this is. But I love that gold on its face. Look at that. That is super cool. All right, let's move on. Over here, we've got another giant Indominus Rex. And this one is super adjustable. You can move its arms and its legs and its neck, and it has a few action buttons as well. The first is the claw slashing action. Look at that. And then the second, press down on the tail, and he gives a mighty roar. That is so awesome. This is a huge Indominus Rex figure. And here we go, another giant T-Rex. This is so cool. This one is an orange T-Rex too. And look at all that different coloring. It's like darker on the top, and then it gets to a brighter orange here, and then its belly is even brighter too. Super neat. And our last few dinosaurs on this level, we've got a Stegosaurus right here. We've got another model Spinosaurus. Look at those eyes. It's looking for food to eat right now. And finally, another awesome Ankylosaurus with all that armor and then the action button to swing its tail. That is so awesome. And moving down to our final level, these are more giant dinosaur figures. I believe this is the Apatosaurus. And look, you can even open and close its mouth too. This is a huge dinosaur. But the one I like even more than this, custom colored giant Tyrannosaurus Rex. Just like that smaller one we saw, this one looks kind of like it's on fire, really. And it's just so huge, you can open and close its mouth, and you can actually fit miniature dinosaurs down its throat to its stomach compartment down here. That is so awesome. And we've got even more larger figures. Here is a giant T-Rex that is orange. And beside it, we've got Velociraptor Blue, giant form. And just like the others, can fit some mini dinos all the way down its throat into its stomach, which is super cool. And look at those claws again. Those are huge. And right beside it, we've got another uniquely colored Tyrannosaurus Rex. Look at this one. This is like a bright blue, kind of like a grayish white color. This is so cool and so different from the other figures that I have. And just like my other giant figures, this dinosaur has a throat that you can feed miniature dinosaurs, and it goes all the way down its throat into the stomach compartment where you can get them out. It is so cool. All right, here are the final huge dinosaurs. I've got two matching Brachiosauruses. These things are both I don't know, probably like 2 or 3 feet high, and they're super detailed. Look at that skin, look at their eyes and their teeth, and even inside their mouth. And last, but certainly not least, the great Tyrannosaurus Rex with battle damage. Look at this. I love this one because of all the battle damage that it has, and just like all the detail. This one's mostly green, so I think that this one would blend into the jungle more. And it is just so cool and so massive. I love this one.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and add this to our massive Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, Godzilla, King Kong studio. Remember, you've seen this awesome video on amazing dinosaurs on YouTube.